The other day we had finished about the initial part of electricity, like what is electricity, how many parts it is divided into, static and electric current. Then we talked about in details about the charges and the property of charges. I just would like to repeat a few points from there. Charge are of two types, positive and negative. Then like charges ripple, charges are additive in nature and charges can be quantized. Those till that place we had finished the other day. Now today we'll talk about Coulomb. Now if I ask you how many coulombs charge can be taken out from a body, if we have to ask that question, first we have to understand what is 1 coulomb. Now how many electrons will make 1 coulomb? Suppose we take a body. Here if I remove 1 electron, how many coulombs of charge has been taken off? To find out that, we have to understand first how many electrons need to work. How many electrons need to work together to make 1 coulomb of charge? Now we know the equation, the formula, that is Q is equals to N into E. Q is equals to N into 1.69 into 10 to the power minus 19 C. Now they are asking us 1 coulomb, so it will be N into 1.69 into 10 to the power minus 19 C. Now to find out N, number of electrons, we have to do 1 divided by 1.69 into 10 to the power minus 19 C. If we do the division part, we will find out that the value of it is 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. So to make 1 coulomb of charge, 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 number of electrons are required to make 1 coulomb. In short, what is 1 coulomb? 1 coulomb is a collection of 1 coulomb is a collection of 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 number of electrons. Thus that much of electrons will make 1 coulomb of charge. So 1 coulomb is also extremely low. So if you say 2 coulomb, 3 coulomb, 4 coulomb, like this coulomb charges we can charge a body. Now I hope this part is clear with you. Now next we'll come to the word as how can we charge a body? This is, we got 1 coulomb charge, but how can we charge a body? See, there are 2 ways of charging a body. Number 1, is conduction and number 2 is induction. So we will first talk about conduction, then we'll come into induction. So what is conduction? What sort of body can we charge? We always talk about here as extended body. Extended bodies can be charged. Suppose I take a particular body and because of application of heat, light, or friction, if one electron moves out, due to this process, either heat, light or friction, we call it conduction. Now to have conduction, the electron must totally move out of the body. There should be transfer of electron from one body to another body. Now the electron has moved out from this body to another, but where has it gone? It has gone into universe. It could be anywhere. It could be air, object, object. It could be a plant. It could be trees. Anywhere it has gone. So if this electron jumps out of this body of a point, for example body, and it moves out and goes to another body, total transfer of electron, this process is called conduction, and this can be done by heat, light, friction, thermal heat, light, any sort of process. By rubbing you can convert it into a movement of electron. Now once the electron has moved out, it is positively charged because there is deficit of electrons. Now if one electron has gone, we call it 1.69 10 to the power decimal charge positively, because equal charges are of proton and electron. If 1 coulomb of charge has gone, this will be 1 coulomb positively charged, and 1 coulomb has gone out. So depend upon the number of electrons gone out, the body can be charged by the process of conduction. Now next to this conduction we can come to another part which is called induction. Now induction is easy. Suppose I bought a charged body, a positively charged body. This I have charged by the process of heating, rubbing, friction, whatever way is it. This body was having positive and negative, positive and negative, positive and negative, positive and negative. There were so many hundreds of like this. Now the moment I bring this positive charge near to this body which is stable, all the electrons were moving within the atom in a direction within the electrostatic force of attraction. Now since a strong positive charge is near it, there will be drift of electrons. Here also positive, the electrons, positive, the electrons, all the electrons will drift. They will drift towards this side, and this entire area will be negatively accumulated. Earlier they had no direction, they were not having any direction. Now since the positive charge has come, unlike charges attract, therefore all the negative charge has drifted toward this side, and this side has become positively charged. So a body can be charged positive and negative by the process of induction, by bringing a net positive charge in near the vicinity of the other uncharged body. Now here the thing is that if you be very cautious in dealing this thing, because in case of conduction, when we did the conduction, the electrons jumped out, transfer of electron, the weight of the object will be less. No doubt one electron is very negligible particle, still the weight will be less. But here the weight of the body, the mass of the body will remain same. Why? The electrons have only reassembled themselves. Electrons have come this side, protons have gone that side. Electrons have come this side, proton. So they have reassembled within the same body. So the number of electrons and proton remains constant. So therefore net charge is 0. Net charge will be 0. Only this side will negatively charge, this side will be positively charged. But here the net charge is positive because electron has gone out. So these are the two ways or two processes through which we can charge a body, very commonly conduction and induction.